Hi everyone, Loafers here. I just wanted to give a couple of content warnings. First of all, in the book there's like a joke that's pretty transphobic, so be aware. And secondly, we joke about some things related to our communities, and we know that this might not be everyone's jam, so if you want to hop out, then you can do that, and we won't take it personally, obviously. Enjoy the show!
But yeah, anyway, so the Nostalgia Critic, he was fairly well known in the internet review circles, and he started the website, and then a bunch of people he kind of had join his website. So there was like a bunch of different creators that got really popular. So you had the Nostalgia Chick, who's Lindsay Ellis, you had Film Brain, you had Spoonie, Ilakara, all those people. And so they kind of became almost like the Avengers of media criticism, and they started doing crossovers, and then the Nostalgia Critic actually did movies with all the characters that these people played in their reviews. And as a young child, it was the most amazing thing I had seen. But yeah, there was a lot of issues because basically the way that they ran the business of that guy with the glasses was super corrupt, and there was a bunch of bullshit with, like, behind the scenes. I don't think I ever watched Bold Leafly. I watched the other two a lot. Like, I watched the other ones a few times, but... Oh no, Sam's looking information up.
One such allegation from Lindsay Ellis stating that during the production on the film To Boldly Flee, she was repeatedly pressured into looping a scene in which her character was implied to be off-screen by Louis Lovog's character. She further alleged that due to her and Lovog's protest over the scene's content, Doug Walker rewrote it so the implication of assault was less implicit. Ellis said that she was forced to perform the scene under intimidation. That's fun.
Remember Akira? That's from Japan. Remember Galaga and Mrs. Pac-Man? Remember Highlander and Highlander 2? Remember Star Trek? We certainly do. Reading Player 1.
I'm gonna go quickly top up my coffee. You guys can start the podcast.
Why do you keep doing this to us? Telling us to start the podcast when you're not there.
Hello, my beautiful boy. Hi, sweetheart.
Jessie. You can't say, again, start the podcast, and then start talking.
Sing a little song on Samzone. Silly Billy. Hey, it's us. We're going to read chapter 2 today, which is actually the third chapter overall. I keep saying this as if it's, like, insanely unreasonable, but, like...
Yeah. Fuck you, Ready Player One.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Sam, how are you?
How dare you? I'm okay. I have work in, like, 2 hours, so gross. But other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm also doing pretty good. I've been thinking a lot about Doug Walker lately. We were just talking about him before we started recording.
You say that like you just haven't been, like, talking about him before we started recording.
Yeah. Well, like, yeah. God, I guess I gotta hyperfixate on something. Well, Jessie's gonna be here in, like, 2 seconds. She's just topping up her coffee. Oh, she's here. How are you, Jessie?
I'm here. Hi.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible for 2 reasons. One of the reasons is, I live in an undisclosed location in Canada, and we got a bunch of snow, and it is April. The second reason is that while I was getting my coffee, I left the door open, and my cute little chubby cat walked in, sat exactly where I was sitting.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's not as bad as that time that you found him, like, sitting on your bed, and he was, like, fully jacking off like a large adult man, and, like, looked up at you and grimaced.
Yeah, this is a better experience than that one. But he did look at me straight in the eye and went...
See, like you were saying on Twitter, I think your error here was making that little man think that he's the most important little man in the world.
Well, he is, and the reason why I
Jessie,
no! It's the reason why I tweeted that is because every morning, him and his brother will scream at me and jump on me and expect attention and pets and food as I immediately wake up, and will continue to do that every single time I make a move in the bed. And so I think they believe they are the two most important creatures that have ever existed in this world, and I sure wish I had that confidence.
If only you had someone who would pay attention to you and just treat you with affection. Unfortunately, no such person exists.
Thank you! I know, I'm trying to look for it, but I just can't find it out here.
Oh, man. Don't worry, Jessie. I believe you'll find it someday.
Thank you.
Fuck you guys.
I mean, I can't 100% guarantee it, but I think you've got a shot, you know?
I like to believe
I'm right here.
Sometimes I can still hear their voice.
No!
Jeez. Okay, without further ado, us being like 3 minutes into the podcast, let's begin reading the player one. My avatar materialized in front of my locker on the second floor of my high school, the exact spot where I'd been standing when I was logged out the night before. We're actually in the game. Are we excited, everyone?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Wait, do we have to do a little introduction thing where we have music playing like in Doctor Who, where it's like do 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 to indicate that we are in the game?
I'm sorry, is that what you think the Doctor Who music sounds like?
Oh, I... Yeah, I'll put that in.
Okay, I haven't watched Doctor Who in so long that my brain is thinking it's like the do 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 do, which I know it's not. That's not Doctor Who. Who is that?
X-Files.
Oh yeah. You know, space. The final frontier.
Space. The Big Apple. I'm gonna read the book. I glanced up and down. My virtual surroundings looked almost, but not quite, real. Everything inside the oasis was beautifully rendered in 3 dimensions. Unless you pulled focus.
Whoa. Are you guys getting big Spy Kids 3 vibes from this? He's talking about how realistic it is, but it just looks like shit.
That's what you're imagining? I love that.
Yeah.
They should have gotten Robert Rodriguez to direct that movie.
That would have been actually sick as hell.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Spy Kids 3D.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Spy Kids.
They made a 4th one. Ricky Gervais played as the
did?
bulldog who made jokes about YouTube.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Why did they do that?
I don't know.
Oh, and they recast everyone except for Jessica Alba? Why is Jessica Alba in this movie? Sorry. Sorry.
Somebody, are you allergic to Jessica Alba?
I guess so. Joel McHale?
What? What? The Community guy? Jeff from Community was in Spy
he was
Kids
in
4?
fucking Spy Kids 4.
Jeez. Who was he in Spy Kids 4?
No, he was Wilbur Wilson, Marissa's, so he played Jessica Alba's Jessica Alba's husband.
Oh, that Jeff. Always a player.
He's Marissa's spy hunting reporter husband.
Oh, he's the evil journalist?
Do we want to talk about how journalists are evil?
Let's go into it. Fucking journalist rope, some assembly required, am I right, fellas?
I don't know what that means.
Hang 'em.
Oh! That's not nice!
Yeah, that was a t-shirt that, went around a lot of the Trump rallies, you know?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
They're just people.
Damn. I touched my locker door and it popped open with a soft metallic click. The inside was sparsely decorated. A picture of Princess Leia posing with a blaster pistol. Is she or is she not in the golden bikini? Actually, I know the answer to that.
Yes, she is, of course. Wait, is he just going to school?
Yeah, he's just going to school.
Wait, why is he going to school in Oasis?
Everything's there, I guess.
Yeah, why are you saying it's not 2021 and that's how most people are getting their education now?
From John Green's Crash Course. Aside from my textbooks, my avatar had only a few meager possessions. A flashlight, an iron short sword, a small bronze shield, and a suit of banded leather armor. Wait, he's going to sword? He's going to sword. He's going to school, but he's dressed up as, like, fucking suburban knights?
Yes.
Jeez.
He's like a...
But he's the only one. Like, there's no way everyone is a nerd just because they're in a video game. Like, he's just going to high school in cosplay.
Yes, also, I'm still reading about Spy Kids.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Alan Cumming as Fegan Floop.
Alan Cumming as Fegan Floop?
Yes. Steve Buscemi as Romero. Bill Paxton as...
like Steve Buscemi was in the other ones.
Dinky Winks.
Who's Dinky
Glenn
Winks?
Powell as Long-Fingered Boy. That's what they call me.
Yo, I really had to stop myself from doing an honest-to-God fucking copy spit take. Oh, that long-fingered boy, though.
That long-fingered boy.
What he do, though?
Glenn Powell, you up to lately? I need to stop. I need to get off Wikipedia. Goodbye.
No, it's okay. It's your role on the podcast. You're the little research department.
I'm the research department.
Hello.
Yeah, I want to make it very clear that watching any movies that are based on reality sucks.
Shut up.
Because we were watching, like, The Crown. We started watching The Crown, and I was excited because I don't know much about the royals, because why the hell would I?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting because I don't know anything about this. During the first episode, Sam read me out basically every single interesting fact from Queen Elizabeth's Wikipedia and a bunch of articles, and also told me how, like, her dad died, what time.
Listen, why would I watch the show if I can look it up on Wikipedia and absorb it like I'm attaching my face to the computer screen?
It's just all the information's like...
I'm just going... Now I know everything about Queen Elizabeth II.
Do you remember anything about Queen Elizabeth II?
The racist.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm starting to think the English monarchy might be a little bit suspect.
Damn.
I think it's a little sus.
Here for my flat in Ireland.
Queen Elizabeth III.
The third?
Not the third. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Ooh, you're clocking into that 2023.
I made another Elizabeth.
Fucking Doctor Who Series 5, Episode 2, Queen Elizabeth the 10th, and she's black and a badass.
God, I wish. Bring her back. Bring back Queen Elizabeth the 10th.
No, that's fine. We have enough MILFs in Doctor Who. Where the fuck am I? Items in the Oasis had just as much value as things in the real world. Sometimes more. Wait, do you buy these with Bitcoin? Is that how it works?
Well, they're about to explain.
Oh, excuse me. And you couldn't pay for them with food vouchers. The Oasis credit was the coin of the realm. And in these dark times, it was also one of the world's most stable currencies, valued higher than the dollar, pound, euro, or yen. Wow.
It's just like Dogecoin.
This did not turn out to be correct. Sorry, Ernie. I admire your wide-eyed optimism, but geez Louise.
Have you guys heard, because it's kind of, like, relevant,
Yes.
that people are breeding digital horses, and, like, they use crypto trends to, like, buy them? Yeah, like, because they're, like, actually buying digital horses.
Okay, but,
ones.
hold on. That's been happening for years. It's called the game Howrse.
I don't think that's
HOWRSE.
true.
And not to like brag or anything, but I did own a bunch of horses on Howrse.
Is this like a Neopets thing?
Yes, it's basically Neopets, but for horse girls.
Wow.
It was very influential in my early life. You breed horses, enter competitions, and manage your own equestrian center.
When you say you breed horses, do you mean that you fuck them, or that you get them to fuck each other?
No, you don't fuck the horses, but you make the horses fuck each other.
Well, I'm not interested.
I hope that's not the selling point for you, is fucking horses.
Do you guys want to see the NFT horses race?
My NFT horse Larrikin on the inside rail was in 6th place tonight with 200 meters to go. Stuck out the next at the finish to take second. I won $23.92. Yes, real money. Loving at Zed Run. Okay, good for you,
It's not
Darren
a lot
Rubble.
of real money. But I do like how cool the graphics are. It looks like fucking Tron.
Yeah, the horses look pretty dope.
Yo, how much of a carbon foot? Yo, this game looks sick. This game looks absolutely wild. I'm gonna have to like favorite this and like come back and like link it underneath the episode. And if you're listening to this episode and I haven't links to it, then like shout at me to do so. Wow, they came really close. Way!
Link the horses!
Ooh.
Also, someone said in the comments, you can use your winnings to take Leslie on a date. No idea who Leslie is, but then someone else said she has a restraining order. What is the lore of this Darren Ravel business of sports betting, memorabilia, NFTs, sports business reporter, and senior executive producer for Action Network? What did you do, Darren? What did you do to Leslie?
What's going on in the Darren verse? The top reply to this is, sick dude, you bought a virtual horse for $3,000.
I like the names of the horses. One was Call Me Maybe. Another was High Times.
I like how we're just accompanying Sam down to like whatever fucking ADHD research hole they happen to fall into.
If you click on the video to get the audio, he's like, oh, hey! He's really into it.
Oh, man.
I want honey,
No.
can I buy an NFT horse?
A small mirror was mounted inside my locker door, and I caught a glimpse of my virtual self as I closed it. I designed my avatar's face and body to look, more or less, like a horse. my avatar had a slightly smaller nose than me because my nose was enormous and horse-like. And he was taller, even taller than I am on my long leg, and thinner.
Long legs.
And more muscular. And he didn't have any teenage acne. But
So he
aside from
doesn't
those-
look like you. He doesn't look like you at all, Wade. You fucking liar.
I admire that. I admire the honesty. But aside from those minor details, we looked more or less identical. Also, he had a huge dick. The school's strictly enforced dress code requires that all students'
Ginormous.
avatars be human and of the same gender and age as the student. Brace yourself. No giant two-headed hermaphrodite demon unicorn avatars were allowed. No on school grounds,
Honest.
anyway.
Ernest. You didn't have to say that.
You didn't have to say that, dude.
It didn't have to. You could have just said no giant two-headed demon unicorn. Didn't have to be a hermaphrodite.
Yeah. Okay. To be totally fair, for context, this is clearly steeped in internet culture and just came out in 2011, so we're lucky that
That's
there hasn't
fair.
been like a million fucking rape jokes so far. All
That's
the same,
fair.
not cool.
But we
or
are
anything.
in chapter 2, so don't hold your breath.
I'll hold my breath until I fucking die. You could give your Oasis avatar any name you liked, as long as it was unique. Damn.
Dang.
Meaning you had to
Can't
pick a
be
name
your
that
name.
hadn't already been taken by someone else. What if your name is Mark? What then? Your avatar's name is also your email address and chat ID, so you wanted it to be cool and easy to remember.
XXX Mark loves One Direction. XXX.
No, you gotta go higher. You gotta go higher to embarrass me. Mark loves to boldly flee.
I will be right back. I have to go to the washroom, and I'll be right back.
Our energy in this podcast is just consistently getting more and more chaotic.
But by the last episode, we're gonna... I don't know what we're gonna be. Cancelled for one thing.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna
Look how
lose
fat
all
he
my
is.
friends. He is a very fat cat. He is
He's
approaching
not.
Garfield levels.
He does look a little bit like Garfield. He's so cute.
I do love him.
You little pervert. I did catch him making love to our blanket last night.
Jesus Christ. The poor little frustrated boy.
Oh, I know.
Jesus.
He doesn't understand.
That,
He doesn't understand why.
that thing where, like, you cut out...
What?
What do? You, like... He can't fuck, but he's got, like, big backed-up balls.
He does have big balls.
Oh, no.
And I'm not...
That sounds like hell. That legitimately sounds like hell.
Tedder, are you okay, honey? If you need to use our squishmallows for your sexual pleasure, I won't stop you.
Hello?
Hey, honey!
Hey,
For my
Sam,
sexual pleasure?
Hey, we were just reading the book.
Yeah.
Um,
I did get a TikTok on my follow for you page about someone having their boyfriend use squishmallows for not safe.
Ew!
Hi, okay, we're back. Okay, now.
We're back.
Okay, now we're back. Sam had to use the washroom, and we're back into the news. Celebrities had been known to pay a huge sum of mummies to buy an avatar name they wanted from a cyber squatter who had already reserved it. That's real.
That's just Tumblr.
Yeah. I remember some random motherfucker got the name Fred Weasley and did not use this as an RP account or anything to do with Harry Potter because they got bored of using it for Harry Potter shit, and like they constantly had people being like, "Give it up already! Someone else should use it who deserves it, and will you do it justice?" And they're just like, "Fuck off!
People
I like
do that
it
all the time. It's like, y'all. At the end of the day, it's just a little character.
Yeah. Who the fuck?
Fred Weasley doesn't
Joke's on you for
care.
liking Harry Potter.
Yeah. Fuck Harry Potter. This is an anti-JKR podcast. I want to talk about his avatar name.
When I first created my Oasis account, I named my avatar Waze the Great.
Dumb bitch.
Yo, I'm not gonna like announce what my first email address was, but it was cringier than that, so I can't judge.
That's true. Mine was like Punk Rocker 98, and I was like 7 years old.
Is that like that's not your current email address, is it?
No, it's not my current email address, no.
Okay. I'm just making sure that you haven't doxed yourself on the pod.
I have not doxed myself and put my email out there for the internet to see. I haven't used that email since like 2009.
I
Okay.
can't remember what my email was, but my username on RuneScape was Gnome Queen because I was super obsessed with gnomes.
Oh, I thought it was because you were super obsessed with Lightning McQueen.
How?
Oh, because I thought you said No McQueen.
No!
So it was Gnome Queen. I'm sorry.
No McQueen. No, this was before Cars came out, thank you very much.
Wow, this is a long time ago, so...
Oh, this is when I was little.
Yeah.
I was Gnome Queen, and there was actually a gnome section in RuneScape that you had to pay to unlock. So I would just hang out there, and people would come talk to me.
Yo, I wasn't into cool shit like that. I like used Club Penguin very,
Is
very
that
briefly.
what we're calling cool shit?
Yeah, cool shit.
like-
You were the Gnome Queen in the Gnome section of RuneScape.
Yeah.
But fucking, like, when I used the internet as a young one, I just, like, read the same Wikipedia articles over and over, and they were always about, like, SpongeBob and Fairly Odd Parents. Like, I liked the internet, but I intuited that the internet was for me, but I didn't, like, actually get into the internet. I didn't, like, play Minecraft or fucking...
Yeah, I played like Club Penguin, but then my next foray into internet culture was a site called Shelfari, where I role-played with other people like Harry Potter and like Twilight characters and like angels and demons. Like, and now Shelfari's dead, so good riddance, Shelfari. See you never, you're done. Amazon bought you and tore you to shreds.
F in the chat, RIP the old internet, RIP Super Mario 64 Machinima, RIP Channel Awesome, or at least what it once was. Actually, don't rest in peace, Channel Awesome, fuck you.
Yeah. Now, let's leave Channel Awesome to be dead.
Yeah. I mean, Doug Walker still makes a fucking living wage enough that he can pay his employees.
Why did I look him up again? Why is every time... Okay, this is like a recurring theme now. Every time someone says something, my brain is just like, let's look it up.
Yeah.
I know who Doug Walker is.
Alfredo sauce.
Alfredo sauce. Oh, you want me to look up Alfredo sauce? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How to make Alfredo sauce. Melt butter in a saucepan or skillet over medium-low heat.
I'm gonna stop you right there. People rarely use their real names online. Fucking. Oh, like, this is a real 2011 thing. People rarely used their real names online. Anonymity was one of the major perks of the Oasis. Inside the simulation, no one knew who you really were unless you wanted them to. Can I just say, genuinely fucking healthy and mature attitude from Ernie here. I wish people were still like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I miss the old days.
God, I miss the old days. Like, nowadays, a lot of people make their everything they are into their brand, and that's how you end up like Lindsay Ellis.
Yeah. My brand is this podcast, and that's it.
Yeah, and you're obviously healthier for it. Yo, I will not watch the Lindsay Ellis video. It's too long, but I keep hearing like little cursed snippets of it. Have you guys watched it?
I have not. I'm sure Jessie will make me at some point, because Jessie makes you watch a bunch of those types of videos.
Yeah, but no, that's not fun drama.
That's true.
I make you watch, like, stupid, James Charles, but, like, not, like, the actual, like, upsetting James Charles stuff, like the silly James Charles drama videos.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm not about that life anymore. All I want to watch now is 2-hour videos about Christian fundamentalists.
Yeah.
That's where my brain's at the moment.
I mean, I'm down for that. I understand how that's cozy. But, like, I keep hearing little cursed snippets from the Lindsay Ellis video, and one of those is that, like, apparently, when everything was coming out about her, because it was, like, this classic Giga cancellation thing of, like, one, like, not actually that bad thing comes out, that it's just like, oh, she had a questionable take on a children's cartoon, and then like that just opens the floodgates, and everyone was like, yeah, and also she said this thing, and also she said this thing, and also she said this thing, and one of those was like, someone was talking about her having a shitty attitude to someone named person when they came out as bisexual, and then like someone noticed that like Mara Wilson liked all those tweets and not any others about the situation, so that made people speculate, hey, maybe it was Mara Wilson because she's like kind of connected.
Lindsay Ellis also bisexual? I
think so, but like the thing is, in the video, she confirms that she was biphobic to Mara Wilson. And it's like, no one had actually accused her of this. She just, like, outed herself as being that.
Why would you do that to you? Why would you do that to you? Oh, yeah. Nobody actually said who it was, but time to say, yes, in fact, I was biphobic to Mara Wilson. I am proud of it. And
not that she was proud of it. She tried to apologize, but she tried to, like, hedge her bets by saying, like, oh, well, the reason I thought she wasn't really bi is because she didn't have the same dating patterns as my bisexual roommate.
That's so stupid.
That's,
Lindsay.
like, actually biphobic, you know? Like, there's not a ton of... There's this other podcast... Like I said, I'm hyperfixating on Channel Awesome as that whole fucking insane cesspool of fuck. So I've been listening to this other podcast called Get Cynical, and they were talking about this.
Do not say that you don't think a lesbian can be a lesbian if they've dated men in the past.
Well, I need you guys to acknowledge, that silly little comment, because if not, it's just going to be in the background sounding like...
What silly little comment?
In the background, I said, isn't that what it means?
Oh, I didn't hear that. So you just outed yourself as a lesbophobe.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. I've been with both genders, so I'm basically a used condom.
You know, that's how I always introduce you to my friends. Just like, here's Loafers. They're a used condom.
Yeah, great. I revel in it.
I love my slutty little friend. I don't want anyone listening to this podcast to actually think that's my feelings about bisexuals. I love the bi community. I want to apologize for any comments
You're
I've
very
made.
special.
You're very special. Only people that I don't agree with are...
Jessie, I swear to God, you need to stop while you're ahead and just...
Oh my
Just
god.
no.
That's a fun little secret you guys will find out later.
Oh
No,
no.
Next
Jessie
time.
is just being
Next time
a shit disturber.
On Reading Player 1.
Can we go back to reading Player 1, please?
Okay. Your real name, fingerprints, and retinal patterns were stored in your Oasis account, but Gregarious
terrifying.
simulation systems kept that information encrypted and confidential. Even GSS's own employees couldn't look up an avatar's true identity. Back when Halliday was still running the company, GSS had won the right to keep every Oasis user's identity private in a landmark Supreme Court ruling. Okay, so, I feel like Ernie actually has, opinions about this subject and, some interest in it.
I think so, too. I think this is the first time Ernie has said, something reasonable.
Yeah, this feels specific enough that it's, informed.
Yeah. But also, Wade does confirm in the next sentence that Oasis is a public school or has a public school system, and schools are no longer a thing. It's just Oasis time.
Oh no, yeah. Students weren't allowed to use their avatar names when they were at school. This was to prevent teachers from having to say ridiculous things like "Pimp Grease, please pay attention," or "BigWang69, would you stand up and give us your book report?" BigWang69, that's your email address, Jessie.
Yeah. Find me on Twitter at BigWang69.
Instead, wait, I gotta check. There's gotta be a Twitter under the name BigWang69.
I'm already ahead
What
of
if
you.
it's Ernie?
Twitter.com.
There is Dennis. I won't out your last name, Dennis, but you know who you are. BigWang69. You have 2 followers. You're not following anybody.
Are there any likes? BigWang69 hasn't liked any tweets. Oh my god.
Dennis, what are you up to?
Joined March 2009. What a fucking waste of a URL. That's unbearable. That's unbelievable.
This is just like Fred Weasley all over again.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. What a gift. What a gift to the world, Dennis. A new fucking mascot for the podcast. That's the word I'm trying to think of. I began to walk my avatar down the hall using a series of subtle hand motions to jack myself off.
Loafers.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Your attention.
Yeah, yeah,
Can you do another content warning for me?
yeah.
Can you
But what?
Can you tell the people that I'm actually not biphobic or lesphobic before my other joke? Can you do a little Jessie wants everybody to know that she's not actually these things?
Okay.
Honey.
For
Okay.
the joke.
Okay. Hi. Another second content warning. Jessie has asked me to inform everyone that she's not actually biphobic or lesbophobic. That she is herself a married lesbian, as you will all know, and she says some stuff in this podcast, but it's all intended strictly. Yo, by asking me to put this content warning at the start of the podcast, you're fucking killing yourself.
Jessie, we should just, if you're uncomfortable with the jokes being out there, we'll just cut them. We don't have to
You
do
may as
that
well
one.
just go on to Twitter and call Mara Wilson a straight up.
Hell, honey.
I heard that coming out of my mouth, and it's just no, I can't.
That sounds like you called bi people fake. You were bisexuality isn't real, and here's
Oh
why
my
I
God.
think it.
Wow, I am becoming my mother.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
I don't want you to put this at the beginning of the episode. I want you to put it at the beginning of my joke so everyone knows that it's a fun little goof.
Also, honey,
No,
you sound
that's
very
worse.
far away.
I'm gonna leave it exactly where it is, including the bit where you very meekly ask me to put it in.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Do I still sound far away?
Yeah.
You sound a little bit closer.
That's probably because I was upside down.
Why were you upside down?
Inside out.
No, you're not
Girl,
living
you
La
turned
Vida
me.
Loca. Why were you upside down?
Inside out.
She's
Girl, you
Spider-Man.
turned me. Wade 3.
Okay. The school bell rang, using a series of subtle hand motions to jack myself off. I could also use voice commands to move around, if my hands were otherwise occupied.
Wink.
I was going to miss this place when I graduated in a few months. Oh, truly, it's a coming-of-age story.
A Bildungsroman.
My only plan after graduation was to become a full-time cunter. I didn't have much choice. My only plan after graduation was to become a full-time mad bastard.
Was to just waste my life in a video game.
Being an absolute lad, winning the contest was my one chance of escaping the stacks. Unless I wanted to sign a 5-year indenturement contract with some corporation, and that was about as appealing to me as rolling around in broken glass in my birthday suit. This is some real fucking Nostalgia Critic vibes. That's a classic fucking Doug Walker bit. Before long, I heard an insult hurled in my direction.
Wait, this is an insult?
Wait, Sam, can you please do your... Oh, I do want to hear Sam do the best bully voice that they can muster. I'd like to hear some back and forth.
Okay.
Please.
Hey, if it isn't Wade 3.
Jesus. I heard a voice shout. I turned and saw Todd 13. An obnoxious avatar I recognized from my Algebra 2 class. He was standing with several of his friends.
Great outfit, Slick.
I mean, he does look stupid. Like, he's right to bully him. If some kid showed up at my school wearing, like, an outfit from,
Skyrim.
I'd be like, mm-hmm.
No, Wade describes in the next paragraph what he's actually wearing. But anyway.
Where did you snag the sweet threads?
Yeah, but, like, to be totally fair, and I'm saying this as someone who was bullied in school, there are people who are like, oh, I was bullied in school. No, tell the full story. You were doing the fucking Naruto run. My avatar was wearing a black t-shirt and blue jeans, one of the free default skins you could select when you created your account. Like his Cro-Magnon friends, Todd 13 wore an expensive designer skin, probably purchased in some off-world mall, a fucking Team Fortress 2 hat.
I want this funny comeback to be a zinger.
Your mom bought them for me. I retorted.
Whoa! Shit.
I mean, it's a realistic teenager, I'll give him that. I retorted without breaking my stride, epically. Tell her I said thanks, and next time you stop at home to breastfeed and pick up your allowance. Childish. Oh. Todd 13 scowled, epically owned. He was about to reply, but I muted him first, epically owning him. The ability to mute my peers was one of my favorite things about attending school online, and I took advantage of it almost daily. This is fair. The best thing about it was that they could see that you muted them, and they couldn't do a damn thing about it. There was never any fighting on school grounds.
It's like that episode of Black Mirror.
What, honey?
What?
It's like the episode of Black Mirror.
I haven't seen that one.
I haven't either. Anyway.
You dumb fucking bitch. What's wrong with you? The entire planet of Ludus? Whatever, was a no PvP zone, meaning that no player versus player combat was permitted. You couldn't go into a fucking Street Fighter thing. At this school, the only real weapons were words, like Doctor Who, so I'd become skilled as wielding them with my yo mama jokes.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We have 6 pages left, and we've been going for 45 minutes, but that's okay because Sam went to take a shit.
Why would you say that?
Wait, does that mean it's true?
No!
Cancelled.
Yeah, how dare you shit!
That's like really embarrassing.
Oh my god, you actually poop? That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
That's so cringe.
Gross.
I'd attended school in the real world up until the 6th grade. It hadn't been a very pleasant experience. I was a painfully shy, awkward kid. Tell the truth, you did the Naruto run. I never knew how to act or what to say, and when I did work up the courage to speak, I always seemed to say the wrong thing, like a slur. My appearance was part of the problem. I was overweight, and had been for as long as I could remember. My bankrupt's diet of government... My bankrupt's diet of government-subsidized sugar and starch-laden food was a contributing factor. Oh wow, this is specific enough. But I was also an Oasis addict, so the only exercise I usually got back then was running away from bullies before and after school.
As someone who has watched Ready Player One, Jessie, was Wade actually overweight in the movie?
No. The only thing he had that I would say was probably not, like, socially acceptable was his extremely long legs.
Which are canon. Like, people think that's just a mistake on the poster. That's in the whole movie. And, like, it's never addressed.
Like, it's really messed up, actually. But no, if you look at the picture, he is a lad, just like a young lad.
Yes, he looks like, kind of like a Ansel Elgort, like a skinny little man.
If it had come a little bit later, they could have cast like the best friend from Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Oh god, we could have had it all.
They wouldn't do that.
My limited wardrobe consisted entirely of ill-fitting clothes from thrift stores. I'm gonna pop some tags, huh? Funny reference. Get it? Year after year, my eyes would scan the lunchroom like a T-100, searching for a clique that might accept me, like those memes of which lunch table would you sit at, and it's all like, Marxist theorists or whatever. But even the other outcasts wanted nothing to do with me. I was too weird, even for the weirdos, and I kept forgetting to put my dick back in once I was done jerking off. And girls?
Wait.
Jessie,
Wait.
what, honey?
What table would we be sitting at?
Oh god.
What are the tables?
You and I were both homeschooled, so no tables.
Loafers, what table did you sit at?
I sat at the table with all of the Mario 64 recolor reskins that were supposed to represent different prepubescent fucking teenage nerds. On my first day at OPS 1873, I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. Now, instead of running a what if that's it? What if he, like, died and went to heaven, like the fucking Pokemon conspiracy theory? Jessie, are you playing a mobile game?
No, I'm just getting, like, really sad.
I feel like Ernie is, projecting onto this young man.
Do you think so? Do you think that Ernie may have had weight issues?
I feel like Ernie may have had weight issues, or may have just been bullied as a child. Which, I mean, he is a nerd, so...
And he deserves it, yeah.
Apparently his most popular spoken word pieces include nerd porn auteur. So that's fun. But... yeah, so I feel like maybe... Which I think it's kind of interesting, then, that they didn't make Wade, like, a fat character. I mean, it's not... it's not surprising, but I feel like that is, like, a key component, then, of, like, his experience as a person, like, is that he's this poor, like, underprivileged fat kid. I mean, and there's also, like, nothing saying that Wade is a white kid, I don't think, either.
Yeah. So they really could have cast the guy from Spider-Man.
They could have. They could have cast anybody to be fucking Wade, and they cast a skinny, brown-haired white dude that looks like every other skinny, brown-haired white dude.
Looks like every other bitch. I do want to make it clear, I wasn't saying I was sad because of the book's subject matter. I did kind of drift off a little bit because I was missing the footnotes. I was thinking about the footnotes, and then I was trying to figure out if I wanted to, like, buy the book, like a physical copy of the book, so I could have the book with me, to read, and I just started thinking about that, but really I was just sad about the lack of footnotes that we have had.
Yeah, because, like, this got cut because of the microphone issues from the last public episode. There don't seem to be footnotes in the rest of the book.
There are not.
There are not. And Jessie's very torn up about that.
I'm so torn up about it.
Because we were really hoping for a whole fucking David Foster Wallace situation. A real fucking
It'd be like,
abundance of captions.
footnotes!
Footnote! I'm just, like, living my dream, my bliss. But it's out of my grasp.
Yeah, I think it was just in that first prologue, honey. I'm so sorry. Maybe Ready Player 2, he will get it right, and it will be, footnote laden.
And therefore good.
And therefore good.
I'm gonna dive back into the news. Windows like this one were visible to only by avatar, so no one could read over my shoulder, unless I selected the option to allow
book,
it.
isn't it?
Oh yeah, fucking Jesus. Imagine, like, sitting down to read this all in one go, like, nothing's happening.
Yeah, it's a lot of world building.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
which
world
is...
building. I will say, though, I as stated before, I do think we are going to have an extra critical eye, considering the fact that we are not just reading, like, everything we have read so far in our, up to our 4th episode, would probably normally be read in, like, 5 minutes, so...
Yeah.
With
like, even the fact that I'm reading it aloud is just, like, much slower. Like, this is typically read by a teenager, and their eyes are just kind of glossed over, and, like, when they see a thing they're like, wow, and, like, also 10 years ago, awooga, yeah.
I was saying, I'm not surprised that we're finding it's going slow, because we're only on chapter 2, and we've spent over 4 hours on this book.
Listen.
So, yeah, it's definitely going slow, but I think that might be our fault.
Yeah. We're going to finish chapter 3. I'm not doing this fucking, like, 2 episodes with chapter shit. No excuses. I spent a few minutes scanning the most recent message threads, taking in the latest counter news and rumors. I rarely posted anything to the boards, even though I made sure to check them every day. I didn't see much of interest this morning. The usual Hunter clan flame wars, ongoing arguments about the correct interpretation of some cryptic passage in Anorak's almanac. This is accurate.
Oh, I wanted to say something real quick, because I want to be able to come back to it later in the podcast if we still read this book at some point. Uh-huh. I'm feeling with the Anorak's almanac thing, like I'm almost fearing that Mr. Atheist Ernie is gonna give us, like, a Jesus story where Wade is, like, Christ.
Oh no. But, like, a non-religious, like, Christ?
Yeah, but, like, I don't know if that's where we're going yet, but it's almost like... It feels very biblically inspired so far. Like, he is a small man, you know? He's just a little guy. And he's going to become powerful and great. It's his birthday. You can't punch him on his birthday. Yeah. But, yeah, and then there's, like, some, like, holy book of the Anorak's Almanac, which it might actually be more of, like, a deconstruction of, like, biblical narratives. But I'm also probably giving this book too much credit at this point. And just...
Possibly. Also, I want to say, like, according to the book, at least in life, like, out of the Oasis, he's not a little guy.
Whatever.
What's wrong with you? It doesn't matter. Damn, the fat phobia into... First you're biphobic, then you're lesbophobic, now you're fatphobic? What's going on with you?
Jesus, you're just gunning to get us, like, completely ruin my professional reputation.
You want us to be cancelled at episode 4?
Yeah.
That's my kink.
You have, like, a humiliation kink. That's what this is.
Oh, God. Can we go back to the book? I'm sorry to derail.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Gamer is the new carpenter from Nazareth. And it's like a secular biblical narrative.
Jesus uninstalled for your sins.
Uninstalled for your sins. The player one died for your sins. Worship me. Worship me. Worship me. My favorite message threads were those devoted to bashing the Sixers. Sixers was the derogatory nickname countries had given to employees of innovative online industries. Aye! That's aye!
Aye.
I love that. I love that joke of, like, I'm saying it out loud, but I say aye, pronounced aye. For this reason, aye has attempted several hostile takeovers of gregarious simulation systems, all of which had failed. We support the good corporation and we oppose the bad corporation. Now they were trying to seize control of GSS by exploiting a loophole in Halliday's will. Aye has created a new department.
Hey, Loafers.
Yeah?
Can you add in another content warning for me?
Yeah?
Can you let the people know that I'm not actually fatphobic and that I myself am a chubby little wubbly?
Yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but, like, because, like, there's no non-weird way for me to say, just for context, Jessie's also fucking fat.
Don't worry about it. Jessie's a little chunky monkey, and these jokes are all in good fun.
Big chungus, big chungus, big chungus.
Jesus. If anyone's big chungus in this call, it is moi. I am the big chungus.
Heroes come in all shapes and sizes.
Damn.
This is
Anyway,
the most cringe you've ever posted. Okay.
Wait, I want my content warning.
I gotta do the content warning. Wait, I'm gonna get real up close to the mic. Hey everyone, this is just another content warning.
I love this ASMR. Hey everybody, just want to let you know that Jessie says some fatphobic shit, but she's not fatphobic. Don't worry about it.
Jessie herself is a lard ass.
Jessie herself is a little chubby bunny. And, so she's allowed to make those jokes. Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Fuck.
Yeah. Do I need to release my BMI so you guys can cancel me?
Fuck.
Oh man.
Hey everybody, my BMI is at morbidly obese, so I can make those jokes. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.
I'm gonna read the book if that's okay.
Hey Doc, I am fat, so I get to say that I'm a chunky monkey. You don't. Bye.
Oh no.
I am stuffed with fluff. I will not be taking questions. Proceed with the reading.
Great.
I love our podcast, our comedy podcast about Ready Player One.
Are we gonna call this one Masks Off? Wait, no, we gotta do a fucking thing of, like, Jessie, you have to take a photo that's, like, doing the pose from the Lindsay Ellis thumbnail of Mask Off. And, like, pulling the same expression. And I can, like, mock up a headline to put in the background.
I'm here. I really want to open up to you guys, and I want to be open about who I am. So, I'm here to announce that I am a fat ass. And I know that can be hard. I promised myself I wasn't gonna cry. I told my mom I wasn't gonna cry, but I am a chubby monkey.
Thank you.
I am what the kids would call a fatty.
I am thick with 5 C's.
I do got a booty that will not quit. And not in the fun way.
You can definitely see it from the front, but wait until you see it from the back.
I just want to say thank you both of you so much for coming out as big chubby monkeys. It's
fat.
very brave of you.
Yeah, you don't get any room to talk. You
It's
can't
so
make
proud.
any fat jokes. You're a twig.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. I'm a twig.
get out of your skinny.
I'm trying to be mindful of my twig privilege.
Twig privilege. Skinny rights.
Skinny rights.
I actually consider myself mid-size.
Oh my god.
Fucking
Please,
dude.
We're not having this debate on our fucking comedy podcast about mid-size versus plus size.
Wait, let's go back in.
Okay, we're back.
I just want to give a content warning that we had to cut some of the podcast out because we were making inappropriate jokes.
Oh, fuck.
But I did say a super funny joke that none of you are going to hear.
No, we can't say that. They didn't want to know.
Hey
You'll
everybody.
hear it next episode if you tune in. Next episode.
Maybe you'll
I
hear
will
it on our
let you
Patreon episode that's locked behind a paywall so we can make inappropriate jokes. And we can say things like, beep! This is going to be the worst for Loafers to edit. It's going to be the worst one yet.
Yeah, thanks for making my job more interesting. Oh my fucking god.
It's going to be a lot of judgment calls. A lot of...
Yeah, this is gonna be... Yo, I might straight up send this one to you guys first and like...
be
just
like, hey.
Hey, is there anything you want cut? like that time that I made a joke about your place of work and we had to cut that. Oh my god.
I don't want any of them knowing that I work for a major corporation.
Oh my
And I
god.
won't tell you which corporation it is, but it is the one that makes delicious coffee drinks.
It's
No,
not.
it's not.
It
That is
makes
patently untrue.
what rhymes with cappuccino. That's what I make at my job.
You don't do that one. You don't.
Where were we in the book?
We were at... I had created a new department within the company that they calls their oology division. Like most cunters, I was horrified at the thought of Ala taking control of the Oasis. The company,
Wait,
God forbid, it be controlled by a company.
What are you saying there? What are you calling them?
Iowa.
Ala.
No. I'm talking specifically to loafers. I can't find the area that you're at. Are you saying hunters?
Gunters.
The company's PR machine had made its intentions crystal clear. Iowa believes that Halliday's never probably monetized his creation, and they wanted to remedy that.
Are you okay? You gonna be alright?
Hey everyone, this is a content warning. Oh fuck. I just want to say, to be totally clear, that I'm referring, that the words that I'm saying in this episode is Gunters with a G, and if you think that you're hearing anything else, then
You're just
silly.
gonna gaslight our listeners. Just gonna be like,
Yeah,
if you think you're hearing anything else, you are a weak little bitch. And
You're a weak little bitch. You're a fucking idiot.
God. Can't wait to fucking hear this 2-minute podcast because we just kept making dumb jokes.
The moment Iowa took it over, the Oasis would cease to be the open-source virtual utopia I'd grown up in. It would become a corporate-run dystopia, an overpriced theme park for wealthy elitists.
So it's just net neutrality.
Yeah, this is the net neutrality thing. It's about SOPA.
Wow.
Okay, I'll give kudos for that, because, for those, maybe you don't remember, maybe the listener doesn't know about SOPA. SOPA was genuinely fucked. And, like, the cultural context here is that it was this piece of US legislation that was going to be, like, pushed through that was about how information is worked on the internet. It was meant to be an anti-piracy measure, but it was so vague that it was clearly, like, deliberately going to be manipulated by corporations just to, like, make a shit ton of money and shut down a lot of shit that was good about the internet. And, like, a lot of that stuff has kind of come to pass more gradually and in a less dramatic way anyway, like... The internet does have a... Okay, at the risk of getting sincere on this comedy podcast, the internet is worse now than it used to be. Not just in the sense that it's, like, post-Gamergate, but more in the sense that, like, there really are advertisements fucking plastered everywhere. The internet is basically just, like, a handful of social media sites, especially Twitter, and if you try to go onto any other website, they just barrage you with, like, pop-ups and GDPR accept all shit and paywalls until, like, it kind of, like, batters you back into Twitter. And, like, that's the one thing that's left.
I agree semi, because I think for most user bases, the internet has been worse, like, has gotten worse. I do think there are things, though, you know, like, let's pretend I'm actually being serious here for a minute.
Okay.
There are things that I think are better on the internet because it's a little bit more regulated.
Mm-hmm.
It's harder to get away with things that are more the city under. But oh my God, Tutter! Oh, you having a little dream? Hi, honey. Hi, Tutter.
Tutter's the cat, just to be clear.
Yeah, sorry, I got distracted. Anyway, what was happening in the book?
Oh, no, you were doing a thought. You were like, like you were saying that there are some things that are better about the internet nowadays because it's more regulated and you can't get away with stuff on the underbelly.
Yeah, I guess.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Eulogists to use their employee numbers as their Oasis avatar names. These numbers were all 6 digits in length, and they also began with the numeral 6, so everyone began calling them the Sixers. Okay, that... You know, I dig this. This is okay. These days, most countries refer to them as the Suxors because they sucked. Okay, that fucking line is also, like, absolutely on the level.
Thanks, Ernie.
Hey, Sam.
What, honey?
I'll be the Sixer if you'll be the Niner.
Boo!
Why would you say these things?
That's my new pickup line when I go to the club.
You're flirting with people at the club?
You don't think I can go up to some hot chick at the local dive and say that and she's not gonna be all over me? I think you're delusional.
I think you're married.
Wow.
Also, we may have to wrap up soon because I do have to go to work in 20 minutes.
Have we been recording? Oh my God, we've been recording for an hour and a half.
We have 2 pages left. Will we just wrap up now and, like, fuck the rest of the chapter?
Just speed through it. Go.
Okay.
Yeah.
After checking a few other country forums, I tapped the bookmark icon for one of my favorite websites, Artie's Missives, blog of a female country named Artemis, pronounced Artemis. I think Artemis is going to be important. That rings a bell.
Yes, I believe Artemis is important. That's one reason I'm okay with slowing down a little for her.
Okay. She wrote with an endearing, intelligent voice, and her entries were filled with self-deprecating humor and witty, sardonic asides. It made my pee-pee go awooga. In addition to posting her often historical interpretations of passages in the almanac, she's like...
She's Lindsay Ellis.
Yeah, like some nostalgia critic shit.
Yeah.
She's like, wow, this is a bucket of ass! It probably goes without saying that I had a massive cyber crush on Artemis.
Cyber crush?
She occasionally posted screenshots of her raven-haired avatar.
Oh no, this is weird.
And I sometimes, always, save them to a folder on my hard drive to beat off to later.
Weird. Wade, I don't like that.
Yo, I added to beat off to later, but let's be real. Her avatar had a pretty face and big honkin' bazongas, big badonka bajombers, mommy milkers. I found her unbearably attractive. Artemis's body was also somewhat unusual.
Oh,
she had big mommy milkers.
And a big fat ass.
She had a dump truck and big mommy milkers.
But Artemis's frame was short and Rubenesque. All curves. Gross. I don't like your tone of voice.
Okay, so yeah, big dump truck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big dump truck. I knew the crush I had on Artemis was both silly and ill-advised. What did I really know about her? She's never revealed her true identity, of course, or her age or location in the real world. There was no telling what she really looks like. She could be 15 or 50. Her name could be David McCormick. A lot of cunters even questioned whether she was really female, but I wasn't one of them. Probably because I couldn't bear the idea that the girl with whom I was virtually spitting might actually be some middle-aged dude named Chuck, with back hair and male-patterned baldness. In the years since I'd... I feel like everything I have to say there is pretty obvious. In the years since I'd first started reading Artie's missives... God... It has become one of the most popular blogs on the internet. This was 2011, so that's fair enough. Her writing was still as funny and self-deprecating as ever. I bet she, writes in the fucking Lindsay... do you know that... No, not Lindsay. Do you know Lindy West?
I do not.
She was one of these, feminist bloggers from, that 2011 Obama era... time of the internet when Channel Awesome was still a thing, and she wrote in that very bloggy style, and all her jokes would be shit like more like vagina. Ugh.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, she seems like a cool enough person, but it was very like that. Her newest blog post was titled "The John Hughes Blues," and it was an in-depth treatise on her 6 favorite John Hughes teens movies. Jesus, which she divided into 2 separate trilogies: the Dorky Girl Fantasies trilogy. 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, and Some Kind of Wonderful.
You know, the sexual assault one?
Oh no.
Anyway.
And the Dorky Boy Fantasies trilogy, The Breakfast Club, Weird Science, and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Just as I'd finished reading it, an instant message window popped up on my display. It was my best friend. Ugh. Okay. What's X's voice? Because he says fool at the end of one, so that implies Mr. T, but he opens with top of the morning.
Top of the morning, amigo.
Hello, compadre.
What are you up to?
Just surfing the turf. Hey.
Got the basement online. Come and hang out before school, fool.
Sweet. I'll be in there in a sec.
We did it. We got through a chapter.
We did 1 chapter in 1 episode. Woo!
Woo!
I won't clap.
Hooray!
Also, if you hear any weird shit on my mic, it's because my cat jumped on my shoulders while I was sitting down at my desk and started rubbing against it, so...
Yeah, that's gonna be fucking terrible. I'll have to cut some of that. You had a whole cat rubbing against your microphone, are you fucking kidding? Oh, man.
Yeah, it was just just for, 1 time, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll snip that bit. Do you guys have any final thoughts for this episode?
I think it's cowardice on the part of Mr. Spielberg to not cast a fat kid as Wade in the movie.
For sure.
But I guess from a money standpoint, you didn't want 2 actors to play Wade, but come on.
Oh, Steven Spielberg has money.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg can afford to cast 1 actor to be Wade in real life. Also, no, but now I'm thinking about it, Wade's oh, I'm so fat, whatever, but he scaled a building.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
He's I don't do anything in the real life. I'm just so fat. But I did fucking, rappel down a fucking many-story building.
Well, the long legs are a factor here.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
He's so chubby, but he's got long legs.
Yeah. You can, of course, have fat people who are fit, but I'm getting the impression that Wade is not one of those people.
Yeah, that's, like, it would be one thing if it was like, oh yeah, I'm still very strong and, like, muscular, but, like, no, I'm getting the impression that he's, like, a nerd boy that's just, like, very chubby and
he doesn't exercise,
not very fit.
Other than do the cycle thing to charge up his computer.
Yeah, he just says he sits all day and he bikes to charge his computer. Yeah.
Yeah. Jessie, do you have any final thoughts?
I guess that's Jessie's final thought.
Jeez, thanks. You're really bringing your A game.
Wait, no. Come back. What's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts is that the world building in this one was alright. I would still like for things to happen, but like I get it. You can find me on Twitter at Loafers Writes. You can find my writing on marklaherty.wordpress.com, and you can support me and the podcasts on patreon.com/loafers, where you can get exclusive to the Patreon episodes of the podcast, including one where we talk about everything except Heathers, and another one where we talk about the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Do you want to promo yourself, Jessie? You have a public Twitter now.
Oh yeah, you can follow me at Jessie and then Norris, NYRES, at twitter.com, but you don't have to.
I don't think it's at twitter.com like an email address. Yeah, you can also find me at Skelebutch, which is like skeleton, but then butch at the end at twitter.com if you want to, but don't also.
Okay, GG everyone, we love you, you're very special.
Good game!
Game over.
Pongers!
Remember Akira? That's from Japan. Remember Galaga and Mrs. Pac-Man? Remember Highlander and Highlander 2? Remember Star Trek? We certainly do. Reading Player 1.